2. My father had grown a beard. This surprised me. It was slightly grayer than the hair on his head and had the effect of setting off his eyes, intensifying the gaze. Was this the beard a man grows who is eager to enter a new dimension of belief? I said, "When does it happen?" "We're working on the day, the hour, the minute." "Soon," he said. He was in his mid to late 60s, Ross Lockhart, broad-shouldered and agile. His dark glasses sat on the desk in front of him. I was accustomed to meeting him in offices, somewhere or other. This one was improvised. Several screens, keyboards, and other devices set about the room. I was aware that he'd put major sums of money into this entire operation, this endeavor called the Convergence, and the office was a gesture of courtesy, allowing him to maintain convenient contact with his network of companies, agencies, funds, trusts, foundations, syndicates, communes, and clans. And Artis. She's completely ready. There's no trace of hesitation or second thoughts. We're not talking about spiritual life everlasting. This is the body. The body will be frozen, cryonic suspension, he said. Then at some future time. Yes. The time will come when there are ways to counteract the circumstances that led to the end. Mind and body are restored, returned to life. This is not a new idea. Am I right? This is not a new idea. It is an idea, he said, that is now approaching full realization. I was disoriented. This was the morning of what would be my first full day here, and this was my father across the desk, and none of it was familiar, not the situation, or the physical environment, or the bearded man himself. I'd be on my way home before I'd be able to absorb any of it. And you have complete confidence in this project. Complete. Medically, technologically, philosophically. People enroll their pets, I said. Not here. Nothing here is speculative. Nothing is wishful or peripheral. Men, women, death, life. His voice carried the even tone of a challenge. Is it possible for me to see the area where it happens? Extremely doubtful, he said. Artis, his wife, was suffering from several disabling illnesses. I knew that multiple sclerosis was largely responsible for her deterioration. My father was here as a devoted witness to her passing, and then as educated observer of whatever initial methods would allow preservation of the body until the year, the decade, the day, when it might safely be permitted to reawaken. When I got here, I was met by 2 armed escorts, took me through security, took me to the room, and said next to nothing. That's all I know. And the name, which sounds religious. Faith-based technology. That's what it is. Another god. Not so different, it turns out, from some of the earlier ones, except that it's real. It's true. It delivers. Life after death. Eventually, yes. The convergence? Yes. There's a meaning in mathematics. There's a meaning in biology. There's a meaning in physiology. Let it rest, he said. When my mother died at home, I was seated next to the bed, and there was a friend of hers, a woman with a cane, standing in the doorway. That's how I would picture the moment, narrowed, now and always, to the woman in the bed, the woman in the doorway, the bed itself, the metal cane. Ross said, "Down in an area that serves as a hospice, I sometimes stand among the people being prepared to undergo the process. Anticipation and awe intermingled, far more palpable than apprehension or uncertainty. There's a reverence, a state of astonishment. They're together in this. Something far larger than they'd ever imagined. They feel a common mission, a destination, and I find myself trying to imagine such a place centuries back. A lodging, a shelter for travelers, for pilgrims." Okay. Pilgrims. We're back to the old-time religion. Is it possible for me to visit the hospice? Probably not, he said. He gave me a small, flat disc appended to a wristband. He said it was similar to the ankle